just sent out another 12 million emails around the world. It's basically saying that there's a very, very real chance that if the authorities, world order, get away with it, they will destroy the earth. Yeah. Fighting over all these things that appear to be what they're about, either starting a nuclear war with Iran or any of these other strange things they get up to. The latest one is the fires in Russia, and then the upping of the price of wheat by 100% through the stock market so they can bring on a starvation for 2 billion people. And this is all in the agenda. Really, it's all false flag. What they're trying to do, and what these people working for this Lucifer cult is unaware of, that they are all dead meat also, because Lucifer is a very real angelic force, and it has no intention of letting any human being remain alive. None. Zero. The idea being is that even though there's a lot of dishonest and evil people out there, they all are created by Yahweh. And this is the life force. It's in the DNA, it's in every living thing on the earth. So this Lucifer cult, which is driven by the angel, the destroyer, Lucifer, what it's trying to do is kill off everything that is created by Yahweh, that has life in it. Therefore, it can re-enter the heavenly realm, which is the northern hemisphere of the Milky Way galaxy, and as such, it will be God, and it can create its own earth with its own beings that worship it unilaterally. It's insane, but this is what it's all about. This is why when you start piecing it all together, you'll find that it is so intricate, it is so complete, that the entire earth is under its control, because Revelation 12:12 is about the most important verse of the Bible. It says that the devil was cast out onto the earth, and woe unto the inhabitants of the earth. It's talking every living thing on the earth, not the people, everything. Because everything that has DNA in it has the sacred name of Yahweh in it, and therefore it has to be destroyed. So we are sending these things out, 12 million a day, because orbiting the earth is Phobos. It's coming in from the west to the east and so forth, that when it is seen in Australia, it's only seen for a very short period of time in the setting sun, and then it passes into the shadows of the earth. So what they have done is soft landed. First off, they said they was landing on Eros, an asteroid, but it is very unlikely that they did this. What they actually did was landed on Phobos, and then with these giant rockets that they landed, were able to nudge this 22-kilometre long rock towards a decay orbit on the Earth, and it would appear that they have done this successfully. Because I was doing it in 2003, the distance was 35 to 40 million miles out, wherever they encountered the Phobos moon. But let us say that they were successful in 2003. The natural orbital velocities of a moon from Mars must go towards the sun. So it wasn't difficult, as it might appear to be. They were able to push it very, very slowly, and as it's going through its orbital velocity towards the Earth, they were able to nudge it, to get it into a perfect position where it came inside the orbit of the Earth and then started to rotate around it in a very covert way, because the way they've done it can only be seen in Australia, and only for an hour or two at most at sunset and after sunset. So this is what they're going to drop onto the Earth, very likely into an ocean, Atlantic or Pacific. And that will take out the Earth. Absolutely. The date that I assume that they will do it will be the 9/11, because it is a slap in the face of Jesus. The reason being is that the conception of Jesus within Mary took place on the same date in 3 BC, September the 11th. The same number is actually in the Great Pyramid, and is why the Jews didn't go to work in the Twin Towers on the 9/11, because of the numbers that they had written into the Great Pyramid, saying that the end was 9/11 in 2001. So the Jews didn't go to work. That's why no Jews got killed in the Twin Towers. So it's all about slapping Jesus in the face and killing you all, because you are all the offspring of Yahweh. And Jesus is Yahweh, Yahweh is Jesus. If you've seen the Father, you've seen the Son. If you've seen the Son, you've seen the Father. So that's what it's all about. So you're very, very stupid if you don't take notice of what I'm telling you, because they will carry out the work of Lucifer, and like a guard in a prison camp where they were exterminating the Jews during the war, suddenly the guard himself found he was in the oven as well. So in other words, the psychopath guard who was doing these terrible things for his superiors found that himself would be in the concentration camp oven himself, because they wanted to kill him too. So they got these monsters to do all these terrible things around the world, and they are unaware that they are also on the chopping block, because irregardless of them being evil or not, they are still made in the image of Yahweh. Would you like to say something?
They do lose.
It's prophecy, they have to lose. So with the solar flares that's coming around at the very moment that the Gulf was going to be hit with an earthquake by HARP, 2 solar flares took that out. So now we have one gigantic solar flare at the very centre of the sun, looking down upon the Earth on this date, which is the 9th of August. And it will continue for the next 7 days as the sun rotates 29 days for one rotation. And then you'll see other solar flares coming into place. So what will happen is that when a magnetic flare erupts, it will pull the rogue moon into a higher orbit and stop it dropping into the Earth decay orbit and taking out the Earth. Now the numbers of it are, have my numbers written all over it. Now the age difference between myself and my sister is the word Phobos. It is 22.2 kilometres long. That's how much I weigh, 22 pounds. And if you divide it by 2, its radius, it's 11.1, which is my birthday. So I can go on and on and on about the numbers of it, but I can assure you, this is coming from the area of the universe which is Yahweh. Only on the earth itself has Lucifer any control and power, and it is fast running out, because we're taking over.